What's up, my chatterboxes? This is my review for Love and Hip Hop New York, Season 10, Episode 11, Spirituali T. So it starts off with the whole fiasco from last week with Yandy and Kimbella. We're trying to go at it because, as we all know, security was there. Nobody was able to even throw a hand, a finger at that particular point on each other. So they were able, to, calm the situation down. Yandy moved to her corner where Jonathan and I think it was Sin, and then, Kimbella was over there, like, with the security guards and everything at. So, Kimbella, she said, they both said that they have reached the point of no return. You know what I mean? At the physical altercation. Even Jonathan was saying it's no turning back from that. And Yandy kept on saying, like, how, Kimbella started, and Jonathan was like, well, you did jump over the table. So Yandy was like, after my drink didn't reach her, something to that effect. So, they all went their separate ways. After that situation took place, now we have Jonathan and Sin. They're at some kind of bar, like a little neighborhood bar, it looks like. So they talking about, the events that took place, and Sin was like, well, wasn't that crazy? What was all that about? Like, you don't know what it's about, Sim. You friends with both of these girls. You know exactly what the hell it's about. Now, did y'all know that it was going to get so violent? No, I don't think no one thought that it would, escalate to, the point that it escalated to. So, throughout, them conversing, talking about, the previous night's events, Jonathan said to her, I want for them what you and Joe are able to accomplish. Y'all able to, to converse without the drama. And she was like, well, at this particular point, I just want a happy and healthy relationship from, my son. She was like, and I suggested counseling. So her and Joe Buttons is going to counseling, try to work through, everything that they had on because, had going on. Because Joe, he seemed like he is like an alpha male, whereas though it's his way or the highway, and she's like a feisty, Latina that's kind of, and she's young and she's snappy, so she's not really going for it. So she forcing him to get out of his comfort zone, which is a good thing, because I don't think he probably would ever had considered therapy. And I know he loved his son unconditionally, so that may play a part in it, but I'm glad that they're going to, try to work on their relationship and see where it ends. And counseling is always, good when you got two broken people. So now we have, you know what? I forgot, because we did see Erica and Safari. They were at the doctor's appointment. She was getting a sonogram done, for the baby. And, we got to see little baby Samuels. We already know she had it. She had a little girl. They haven't revealed, a photo of her yet, but I know she's probably gorgeous. Anyway, they were talking about the baby shower and who's going to be invited. So he made like a little comment about Tahiri not being there. She was like, well, she's going to be there. She was like, that's not, that's not normally her, but she had like a health scare, so she kind of was acting out of character. He was like, well, with that being said, she's more than welcome to come, some to that effect or whatever. But he was just joking anyway. Like, who the hell is he? As much drama he caused in situations. Safari, sit your ass down. I understand you don't want no drama at your baby shower, but I will hope that they wouldn't cause no drama at your baby shower, because if they cause drama at your baby shower, then they not your friends anyway. Anyway, upsetting your wife at a time like that. So anyway, moving forward, we see Samaya Reese, we see Sin, and we see Kimbella. They are all going to, looks like a spa or whatever. They said, Kimbella said she just needed some good energy and a detox from, all the stuff that was going on. So, of course, they were talking about, the situation, with Yandy and everything like that. So, Samaya Reese had problems with Chrissy. So Kimbella told her that, well, I don't know where y'all issues stop, if you guys issues were resolved or anything like that. She said, but I'm just letting you know I invited Chrissy. So somebody was like, well, I don't have a problem with that. So insert Chrissy. Side note, I didn't know Chrissy ass was that goddamn big. I'm like, where the hell she get all that ass from? Like, that's all you seen when she reached over to hug somebody was her big ass. I'm like, damn, I didn't know you was holding like that, Chrissy. Anyway, I just said, I know I'm off topic, but I was like, it caught me off guard. I'm like, what the hell? Where'd she get that from? So anyway, they all was talking and, about the situation. So they offered Samaya some liquor, some wine. I think that's what they was drinking. She was like, well, I'm on my crystal, so I can't consume alcohol. At first, I'm like, when she first said that, I'm like, well, what the hell is she talking about? But, I'm not knocking anything, because I know a lot of people got different spirituality things that they go through. So I really did not understand the concept of what she was talking about. But now she, throughout this scene, she was mentioning how she got like a spiritual counselor, and they do like a group and things like that. So I was like, oh, okay. That's probably her, I'm not going to say religious, but that's her spirituality type thing. So hence the name of the topic of this episode. So Chrissy was not privy. She was not there at the previous event, so she didn't know what went on. So they chose to fill her in on what took place. So Capella was telling her how Yandy, she kind of make it seem like everything was about Yandy. And that's when Sim was like, no, you started, like she started it, which Kimbella, you did start it. Like, you know what I mean? Side note, they kept on flashing back with the old footage of when Samaya Reese and Chrissy was going at it back in the day on Love and Hip Hop. I don't know if it was budgeting or it just was, or it's just outdated. But they looked horrible back in the day. Like, but when we were watching it, they didn't look bad on the screen. So I don't know. Like, I'm like, damn, they really look fucked up. So, Samaya Reese was telling, Kimbella how, you have to forgive people in order to move on, with yourself, with peace for yourself. You can't hold on to that, negativity. That's basically freeing yourself. It don't have shit to do with the other person. You free yourself of the hatred, the anger, and everything. When you just be like, you know what, I forgive you, but we don't have to be in the same space either. You understand what I'm saying? That's growth, that's maturity, and it's easier said than done. I understand it. Another thing, they keep hanging from click to click, bouncing from click to click. Sin said, Kimbella her baby, and Yandy's her girl, and she don't want to be in the middle of it. She was like, but Kimbella did start it or whatever like that. I think a way to stay out the middle of it is keep your fucking mouth shut. Don't say nothing when you around Yandy, and don't say nothing around Kimbella. Because I'm not going to sit up here and say that a grown woman can't be friends with two people that's currently not friends. I can't say that. But in order to keep that relationship going on both ends, you better just keep your goddamn mouth shut. Because you can't be yapping to Yandy, and you can't be yapping to Kimbella and think that you're going to stay neutral in this situation. Because eventually you're going to have to pick a side if you keep yapping. So shut your goddamn mouth. You and that Jonathan, shut your damn mouth. That's what y'all do. Shut it up. Okay, just moving on. So now we have Sin. She's meeting up with Joe at his house, and they having a civilized conversation amongst two grown adults. So she was just filling him in on what took place at Erica's birthday, how she was telling him how Tahiri, was acting out, and she was making it seem like you two were sleeping around. Now, she was acting like she was just telling him what was going on. But that was a bunch of bullshit. She was checking his temperature to see if he was actually fucking Tahiri. That's what she was doing. You know what I mean? She was smooth about it. But you ain't fooled me, girlfriend. You ain't fooled me. And Joe seemed pretty smart. He probably know that's what you was trying to do too. But he played it cool, and he ain't take the bite, because I really don't think that they fucking around. But that's what you was doing. So anyway, she told him, everything that took place, and how, she was, yelling at them basically, And so she also told him that, because he was like, oh, you look nice, and she all grinning and everything like that. So, they was kind of like flirtatious a little bit back and forth. So she was telling him how, in the spirit of, turning another leaf, she was invited to Erica's, I think it was a baby shower. So he was like, really? He was like, so we should go together as like a united front. He was like, it'll make a statement. It'll let people know that we are adults, and we're on the right path. So they gave each other a little hug, and they agreed that they're going to go to the baby shower together. But we all know that they still got feelings for each other. You can see it, because he flat out said it. Like, Joe and Tahiri don't have shit going on. Like, it's a non-factor between those two. So whatever people thinking, and whatever she might have in her head, because sometimes even Tahiri might not was thinking about it, but if somebody keep putting in your head, she might be like, oh well, I got him, I can get him. And if he ain't giving you that energy, it don't matter what Erica Mena or this person saying. If Joe ain't giving you that energy, that means he don't want your ass. He might be over it. He on to that new thing. Okay. So anyway, now we have Yandy. She's it's her and it's Rich Dollars. So they at some kind of restaurant. They meet up. She was telling him how she met up with Olivia, and Olivia told her that he owes her money. And he was like, I don't owe her nothing. Olivia didn't write anything. He was like, so she was like, she basically was like, I know, she was like, it just didn't sound right. She was like, because your two was, tight. So she was telling him about, she was telling him about the Kimbella thing, and how she invited Samaya Reese. So I didn't even remember that him and Samaya Reese had an issue, because apparently Samaya and Olivia had an issue, and him and Olivia was tight at the time, and he was her manager. So he in turn took on that beef a little bit too, or he just got thrown in it, whichever way it went. So they did a clip, back at the reunion when she was calling him a vagina. She was like, you a vagina, or whatever. So fast forward to the current scene, he was like, in his confessional, he was like, looking back at it, that was funny. He was like, and I do get a lot of vagina man, because that's what she called him, a vagina man. When he said that, and how he told his head, and the way his hair had the part, and it was just slicked down, he looked like he was in one of those doo-wop groups back in the day. I could just see him. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh my God, that's what he reminded me of. I mean, look at him. I'm pretty sure y'all seen that too. So anyway, Samaya was telling them how she want to do the spiritual group, and she want them to come. She was like, she's real big on like crystals and things like that. Her ass done pulled one out of her goddamn bra. She had this big ass crystal in her bra. I'm like, Samaya, come on. She was like, that she believes she can get Yandy and Kimbella, on the same track, on the same page. So now that's to be determined, but I like the way you going with this, but we got to see this to believe it. Hopefully you can, but I don't know if God can come down here and get them together. So anyway, Yandy was like, well, I don't know about all these crystals and all this stuff. I don't know about that. She was like, but I will go, to the event. She was like, but she don't know about, being friends with Kimbella. And I don't think that they ever going to probably get back to where they were. Because like they said in this episode, once you fight your friends, it ain't no coming back from that, for real. You know, I might argue with my friends. I might even stop speaking to them for a minute. But if I gotta put hands on them or they gotta put hands on me, the friendship is dead at that particular point. I don't want to have to fight my friends. I don't. We could be out there fighting other people. I'm not trying to have to fight people in my circle. Now, I ain't trying to do that. I'm not trying to do that. So, moving on from them. Now we have the fellas. We have Fresher. We have Papoose. And we have Safari. They're in the studio. Safari has an album coming out. I think he actually dropped his album, but I'm not exactly sure because I think his music is straight trash, but I like his personality. So Fresher was laying down, you know, like a little track on the album because Safari was saying how he want every track to be special. So they took some time out from the record and then they had like a little powwow. So Papoose was just telling them how he's worried that Rem may, you know, go back to jail. He told them, remember when, I think it was maybe 2 episodes ago when Rem was like, I don't want probation. I don't want to have to report to nobody. I don't want no monitor. I don't want none of that. I'll just do the year just to be free from, you know, papers or whatever. So he was telling them that and they was like, man, she can't do that. You know, and Papoose was like, I can't even fathom the, you know, thinking about her not being here for, you know, for me, with me and the children. So Fresher was like, you know, I was watching that situation from afar. He was like, and I gotta, you know, take my head off to you for sticking by her. He was like, but she can't, you know, be away from the family no more. And that's when Safari was like, yeah. Because I couldn't imagine not hearing, you know, her first words, her take her first step, her saying strike. He was like, because you know she going to be coming out saying strike. So he was like, I couldn't imagine that. He was like, y'all going to have to figure it out. And we both going to, you know, they both said they was going to pray for him or whatever like this. So then they just continued to do the music or whatever like that. But I know Papoose, I know he got to be worried because Rem, that's his world. That's his life. Like, he treat her like a goddamn queen. Like, you know, to her being separated would be faced with separation from her second child. No. But we all know she ended up on the better side of it all. But just the fact that they had to go through that, I know she was like over some bullshit too. Over it. So now we have the shindig, the baby showers of all baby showers, baby Samuel's baby shower. It was a pink explosion, but in a pretty way. It wasn't gaudy, at least not in my opinion. It was eloquently done. It was very tasteful, and I loved it. So, you know, Safari and Erica walking in, but she kind of had the Nicki Minaj pink wig like hair. It was giving me Nicki Minaj vibes. I'm sorry, it was. I know a lot of the girls do it, but you know I'm gonna have that correlation because Nicki is Safari X, so I'm gonna say it was the Nicki Minaj vibes. Anyway. So Safari gave a little speech talking about, even though the place is nice, the way all of you are dressed is, you know, making it look even more better. So everybody was like, oh. So anyway, here comes Joe and Sin. They're coming together as a united front. So they walked in, everybody looking. So Safari ended up asking Joe, he was like, were you guys holding hands when you walked in? He was like, why? Did we look romantic? He was like, it kind of looking like it. So Joe said, I don't know what it is that me and Sid has. He said, but I'm just happy that we're not arguing at each other all day long. He said, so I'll take it. So Jonathan said to Sin, he was like, well, whatever this is on you, I like it. Keep it up. So she was like, well, you got to talk to Joe about that. I already told y'all that she is still up on Joe. And I mean, You could be on social media talking about, oh, I'm happy, getting rid of toxic men and all this other bullshit. Girl, please, cry me a river. That man was not out of your system, okay? So, now we have Tahiri. She walks in. She goes over to Safari and Erica, and, they chit-chatting in the way. The camera cuts over to Sin, and she cutting her eyes at Tahiri. Now, she's going to make it seem like it's about how Tahiri blew up, at the last event. But like I just said earlier in this video, no. She pressed about Tahiri and Joe. She really is. Because she cut straight to her. So, Tahiri was telling them that, because they was like, oh, I'm surprised to see you. So she was like, well, I wouldn't miss it. I'm in support, of the baby. I wouldn't miss it for for the baby. So now she's over at the bar. So Joe, I guess, sees Tahiri. He goes over to Tahiri and give her like a kiss on the cheek. And she I guess grabbed on his, suit jacket a little bit. You should have seen Singe. Like how she, if looks could kill, they both would have been goddamn dead, okay? So she goes strutting over there. I'm thinking she about to make a beeline to where they are. And you should see Erica Mena, her eyes was like, because she thought some shit was about to go down. But Sim gonna just parade, do a little cute little switch on past them, I guess just to let Joe know she seen what's going on. I'm like, girl, make it make sense, baby girl. Say what you mean and mean what you say. If you want your man, you want your man, okay? And tell that bitch to back up. That's all. That's all. You ain't got to be scared to say it. Get your man, boo-boo. Get your man. Okay, so after that, we have Erica. She's meeting up with Sin. So Erica, she said that she felt responsible for a lot of this weird energy that's going on, and because she was trying to get Joe and Tahiri back together. So she said she's going to, now that her and Sin is in a better place, she's going to try to mediate the situation to get them, on the right track. So they met up. So, those two, Sin and Erica were talking, and, in the beginning of the scene. And Erica had mentioned how those two couldn't keep their hands off each other. That's what they was doing, holding hands all night or whatever. So, she was saying, are y'all two getting back together? And Sims basically said, listen, I didn't break up with him because I didn't love him. I broke up with him because I wasn't being valued in a relationship. She was like, and that's not the person that I wanted to marry. She was like, now they're on a, good track and everything like that, but it never was because they didn't love each other. And I respected her in that, because sometimes, your heart might still be in love with somebody, but if, you just got to make a decision too, because if you're not getting that energy back from the person that you're supposed to get it from, sometimes you do got to make the hard decisions even when you still love the person. And that's admirable, because some people never make those hard choices for themselves, and then they'd be stuck into a bad situation. So I respect her for that. So what she did not know is Erica had invited Tahiri to the meeting. She said because she want to try to get them back on the right track. But they never was on any track because they never were girlfriends. So Erica, you really didn't have to bring them together, I guess, for the sake of the show, but they're not friends. So anyway, Tahiri walks up. She was like, after her little cancer scare, she was like, meeting with those two is nothing. So she sat down, and since started was like, what was that one at Erica's birthday party when I approached you? So Tahiri's like, you didn't approach me. So Sim was like, well, I'm talking about when everything spiraled. She was like, well, at that particular point, there was no approaching me. I was already too far gone. So she basically told Sin that her and Joe are still friends. They communicate, and that's what it is. Like, she's not saying that she's, pushing up, pushing up on Joe, but she was like, that they have they have something there. So Erica explained, because she was like, I am the ex. So she was like, well, what do you mean about what do you mean by that? So Erica was like, well, she just meaning because she was with him so long. So Terry basically was saying, you know how like people have relationships, but it's just that one person. Yeah, she was like, her and Joe, they got that connection. They always, come back to one another. Either it's just friendship or, some kind of communication. And so Sin got a little pissed off. So she was like, why do I feel like you trying to come at me? She was like, you getting real spicy. She was like, I'm not getting spicy. You don't know me. This is just who I am. You don't know me. So Sin, she was a little angry, and I kind of felt it, because Erica was like, y'all both giving off weird energy on both ends, which they were. And she was like, y'all both got y'all guard up, which they did. And Tahiri was basically saying that she wasn't giving off the energy or whatever. That's just who she is. She was like, but she don't think that Joe is telling you how much communication that they really have with each other. She was like, and that's just something that she got to do with Jeff. So I'm like, well, how much communication do you guys have? And okay, if he's just reaching out to talk to you like y'all friends, or is he reaching out to talk to you like y'all, he want to bang? Like, clear it up a little bit, Tahiri, because you making this girl thinking like the guy that she's trying to, get back on good terms with is sliding in your DMs or in your bed or whatever, however that goes with you two. Because she was like, because Sin had to let her know, because as the mother, his ex-fiance, and the mother of his baby boy, but Sin, let me tell you something, that fiance card don't mean shit, because we all seen him propose to Tahiri on national television, just like he did to you a couple seasons later, well, multiple seasons later, that she denied him of that. So you ain't saying shit, girl. The only thing you got that she ain't got is a baby, and that might have been a smart move on her end. So pipe down, boo-boo. Pipe down. So moving on from them, because they did not have a kumbaya moment, even though Erica Mena thought she was going to be able to get a group hug, but that shit wasn't happening. So anyway, now we move on to the spiritual healing circle center that Samaya Reese got going on. She's in there looking like a goddamn, you know what? Scratch that. I'm not even going to make fun of what she got on, because her heart was in the right place. But it almost reminds you guys, they're just in white, they're not in brown. You remember when Martin had that episode where he was like in this cult? I think it was like he was like a monk or something. That's what it remind me of. Like, anyway, they just in white on this episode. So they thought it was a tea. Kimbella thought it was a tea party, like high tea. No, it's a tea party where they do like herbal teas and crystals and burn sage. So Kimbella and Chrissy comes in there. Kimbella got this fitted number on, pearls. She got this big hat cocked to the side. Just a whole fucking mess, okay? I mean, I guess it would have been okay for a real high tea, but that shit wasn't it for what she had or what. So evidently, Chrissy got the memo because she was dressed appropriately, but I don't know. So when they walked in, Cabela she wanted to turn back. She was like, oh, I'm not dressed appropriately. So Chrissy was like, come on, you might as well just come in. We here now. So she was like, when she walked in, she was like, Samaya, she was like, it never surprises me with Samaya. She was like, she in there looking like Jesus Christ in that white robe. Oh my God. But y'all had to, I mean, I know y'all probably watched the show, so y'all know what the hell what she meant by that. Anyway, so they're in there and they burning sage and everything. So Chrissy, I mean, she got with the program quite easily. She didn't resist it. Kimbella, she was uncomfortable. I think that's because of her dress. So now we have Yandy and Jonathan. They're walking up to the venue. Yandy looked like a thug, like she ready to fight. And I'm like, do you gotta wear that? Because you ready to fight? Like, this remind me of like a TV show. Like, you dress for the part. Like, oh, okay. Like, you couldn't just fight if shit popped off. You gotta really have a hood. I mean, a scully on, a sweatshirt. I'm like, Yandy, come the fuck on. I could tell you ain't in the streets. I could tell. And then Jonathan, he walking up like he a bad bitch. He always put together. I will say, you won't find a hair out of place with Jonathan fucking is. So they goes into the venue. Jonathan, Chrissy told them to just pull. Well, she was actually talking to Jonathan. Just pull up, a cushion so they could sit on the floor. Jandy was basically saying that she ain't trying to, have no kumbaya. She said she want to rip Kimbella head off. So Kimbella giving her little funny looks, and Yandy just over there stewing. You could tell she pissed off or whatever. So Jonathan, he gonna say, "Can I just say one thing? Can I just say one thing? It's a little bit too much smoke. Can y'all calm down on the smoke?" It was Sage, Jonathan. Like, deal with it. Oh my God, he's a fucking annoying. So they were passing around. First they was doing like the sage, like fanning the sage around everybody. Then they had like this basket going around where everybody could pick out like they daily affirmations. So Kimbella had picked out one. I cannot remember what it said, so I'm not even gonna go into it. I think Chrissy picked up one too. So then when I got to Yandy had picked it up, and she didn't want to read what it said. And there, everybody just looking. Chrissy like shaking, like put her head down, shaking her head, like it was just a mess. So Yandy walks out. She asked Samaya Reese, can she speak to her outside? So she spoke to her. She was like, so Samaya was like, you don't have to read it if it doesn't connect with you. So I forgot exactly what it said word for word, but I think it was some you could forgive, something to the effect that you could forgive someone who hurt you. Something to that effect. I don't know word for word. So she was like, I'm not ready to do that. She was like, because she basically said she ready to just rip Kimbella head off. She ain't in the space of forgiving and healing. She want to fuck Kimbella up. And she was like, Kimbella was over there giving her like them little snarky looks. So while she out there talking to Samaya Reese, Jonathan said to her, why, I forgot what he said, but she was like, just go here, Jonathan, because you take her side anyway. And he was like, no, I'm neutral. I was neutral the whole time. She was like, no, just go, because you just here for her anyway. And Jonathan, let me tell you something. You're not neutral. It's impossible for you to be neutral in front of, when it comes to Kimbella and Yandy. It is. I get it. You have a connection with Yandy. Yandy is opening doors for you. And that's what it seemed like it's about. Do you really love Yandy for Yandy, or do you like what Yandy can do for you? That's the question Yandy need to realize or ask. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know the answer to that. He could genuinely love her, but I'm wondering if it's a motive to why he's so loyal to her. Because Kimbella don't got shit to offer him. She ain't got nothing going on. Yandy do got more going on than what Kimbella has going on. So I'm wondering. Okay, so Yandy still outside talking to Samaya Reese. As she outside talking to Samaya Reese, Kimbella and Jonathan still going back and forth inside. So Yandy basically told Samaya that she has to leave. She was like, she appreciate her. She appreciate everything that she trying to do, but she wants to rip Kimbella head off. So this is not the place for her to be right now. So Samaya Reese was like, okay, you're free to feel how you want to feel, and I respect it. Like, Samaya, go sit down. Go sit down. So Yandy, she walked off. Samaya comes back into the venue. Jonathan and Kimbella going back and forth. So Jonathan is saying that he couldn't be once friends with someone, and then in the same tone, have it out for them as bad as she has it out for Yandy. He was like, he couldn't do that to someone he once was friends with. So they were going back and forth. So Chrissy said to him, well, are you angry, Jonathan? Like, what's all that about? He was like, no, because he was telling Kimbella, you were the aggressor, you the one who threw the drink, you the one who lunged at her. Like, it was you. He didn't put anything on Yandy. And don't get me wrong, Yandy didn't really do nothing foul in that scene or whatever, but damn, Jonathan, that was your friend. You do not keep it neutral at all. I mean, sometimes you do gotta call shit how it is, but damn, like, come on. So he was like, well, I gotta go because my friend has left and she's my ride, so I'm gonna go with my friend. So I think Chrissy said, well, Kimbella, your friend too. He was like, well, it's no slight to anyone in here, but that's my friend. That's who I rode with, and I'm just gonna go with her. He was like, I love you. He was like, and basically his same bullshit as Jonathan. So Samaya was like, oh, well, thank you all for coming. She was like, because I'll allow people to feel how they want to feel. Once again, you're not allowing people to feel any goddamn going thing. They can feel what they want to feel. You and your crystals ain't gonna stop that. But I move on. I digress. I move on. So now we have Papoose and Remy. They in the SUV driving to the courthouse. So she still is afraid of what her fate might be, because I think that was the day that she may have found out what was going, how the court case was going to go, which way or the other. So they were just talking about, because Papoose said, last time I was at this courthouse with you, you didn't come out until 8 years later. He was like, we can't have that. And so Remy was like, she's still breastfeeding her little baby. She was like, she don't even want to think about what that would be. She was like, her daughter's only one. So they walk off into the courthouse. We don't know what happens yet, but that's all they had. It's really nothing more to the storyline than her figuring out if she's going to be free or not, which we all know she is now. So that's what make it hard about this show, is a lot of stuff play out in like social media and in the news. So it's like when you watching it, it doesn't have that same like aesthetic. So that's all I have for this episode. If you guys like the content, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell and holler at your girl. Bye.